I'm not trying to impress you with what I've accomplished in my life or how much I know. The reality is what I have created financially in my life is very simple, and that is why it will work for you.
Grant Cardone, he joins me now. He's an international sales expert and the author of the 10X Rule, the only difference between success and failure.
There's a lot of people out there who still haven't discovered the power of somebody like a Grant Cardone, but the most important thing you need in life is a mentor, and Grant is king in doing that.
10X for me, it speaks to me. It's a powerful message, man. I feel really honored to be here.
This guy is inspiring. There's something genuine about Grant Cardone.
He's got so many different ideas for what you can actually do, and he's really changed the way I look at my business.
I really connected with Grant because I grew up without a dad like he did.
International sales expert Grant Cardone.
New York Times best-selling author.
Has founded up to 14 companies now and growing still.
10X changed my life. Do what I shared with you, and I promise you, your life will get 10X better.
He's an international speaker to speak about motivation, leadership, entrepreneurship, and finance. The man, Uncle G, Mr. Grant Cardone!
Hello guys and welcome. We have today amazing live with our guest speaker Paul O'Mahony, who is amazing international motivational, but as well amazing public speaker all over the world. And Paul O'Mahony is the expert in terms of the social media and how to stop wasting your time exactly and earn money without on the social media without any products and any business. And Paul, if you can just add on extra, to our audience. And hello everyone, I'm Daniel Konieczny. I'm organizer of amazing event with Grant Cardone, and Paul O'Mahony is one of the speakers as well. And there's another Polish speakers where we're gonna have event on 13-14 of March. We will talk about this later on, but Paul, if you can just mention as well what you do and what is your I would say expertise.
Sure, absolutely. And thank you so much, Daniel, for having me here, and welcome everybody. Really excited to have you here for the next few minutes. I would consider myself with my expertise a little bit different to most, especially in the field of motivation, mindset, and those spaces, because I actually come from a corporate background. I spent 10 years in a job climbing the corporate ladder, doing everything I believed I was supposed to do as a good product of the educational system. And so much so, both my parents are teachers. So just imagine that for a moment, right? So there's no escaping teachers, like literally at home, at school, everything was about doing well in your exams, getting a permanent job. Do you remember those? They were all the rage about 10 years ago. Turns out they weren't so permanent. And I did everything I was supposed to do. I went to college. I have degrees in biochemistry, chemical engineering. I've even an MBA. So I can put a lot of people's minds at rest if they think, oh, I only want to listen to people that are qualified. But at 30 years of age, I was qualified in terms of degrees and letters after my name, but I was massively in debt. I had taken on properties at the wrong time. I did everything you were supposed to do. There was a thing in Ireland, as many of your Polish audience probably will know, there was this Celtic Tiger, a boom and bust, where you were told, yeah, it's not going to happen here. It's different this time. And suddenly at 30 years of age, having done everything exactly how I was supposed to do, I was almost €500,000 in debt, which was absolutely insane to me, because I was like, how did this happen when I actually have done everything I'm supposed to have done this. These are the results. This doesn't add up. And that was when I first kind of started thinking about the terminology mortgage. And mortgage comes from the Latin word mortir, meaning death. So mortgage literally means acquiring debt until death. So I was like, maybe if I'd learned how to speak Latin, I might have questioned this idea of rushing in and buying properties without knowing what I was doing. And that was the key thing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was doing what everybody else said. So what in 2009, after I actually have a picture of this I can show a little bit later, but I decided I was going to venture down a new path because I could very quickly see that if I kept doing what I was supposed to do, right, which was get more and more qualifications, I was literally sitting there with WTF, like what's going on here? And I'm surrounded by other Irish people where at this conference, I sat there listening to mainly American speakers talking about how amazing their lives were, how they were able to work from in their shorts and, you know, live by the beach. And, you know, we didn't believe it. We're Irish. We're unbelievably skeptical, right? We're like yourselves in Poland. We don't believe anybody, right? And we don't, if you don't believe us, doesn't matter. We don't believe you anyway. So like literally people were walking out of the room, you know, were trying to get us to high five each other and, you know, tell everybody you're awesome. Or like, come on, seriously, we're Irish. We don't even touch our own family, let alone strangers, right? So this sort of dynamic was happening. You don't want to believe the truth. And then one speaker came up and he said, look, here's the irony. He said, you think we are here to brainwash you. When he said, ironically, the exact opposite is happening here. You have been brainwashed since you were born to believe that wealth is connected to intelligence. And you are brought up to believe that intelligence is measured by letters after your name, meaning qualifications. He said, I have learned as a high school dropout that wealth is actually measured by numbers in your bank account. And when he said that, it was like being hit by a sledgehammer on the chest, where somebody had finally verbalized what I had been thinking for years. But everybody was like, well, yeah, come on, you've got a great job, blah, 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 blah. You know, what are you complaining about? So that was the first insight I had. And it took me 30 years on the planet to realize, you know what, in order for me to progress financially, I need to unlearn what I've learned. And that's a tough step for the ego. You need to step back in order to move forward. And the beauty of it is you can decide that at any moment in time. And I literally decided on that day, I'm going to put my faith in these strangers and I'm going to learn about this internet thing. And I didn't know anything technical. I did not like social media. I didn't even use it personally. But long story short, I went to a Tony Robbins event, who's like familiar, you know, in pretty much everybody's story. But a few months later, I quit my job. And 4 months into my new career online, I was making more than I was making in my corporate job after 10 years in that role and after 12 years of education. And that was when I came up with the idea that, you know what, there's a lot of hype out there. There's a lot of people that talk up, having a job is bad and having a business is great. And nothing is black and white. Nothing is ever that simple. And it's not all about Ferraris and mansions and, all the glitz and glam that sometimes, brought up when it comes to money, especially when you're building some type of wealth or wealth empire. And for me, it's very much about how do you provide a safe environment for normal people, normal people that don't want to get up on stage, that don't want to be jumping around, that actually they just want to, in a very safe, conservative way, protect the income they've already coming in from their job, but set something up on the side without them having to hassle their family or without the hype, without the stress. And that was the perfect place for me to fit, was to be that bridge between people struggling financially but not knowing what to do, to actually stepping and making that leap, as we call it, L for learn, E for earn, A for accelerate, and P for play. Make that leap with us. And we became the Rethink Academy, where we challenge you to rethink what you've been doing up until now, because if you keep doing it, you're going to keep getting the same results.
Yeah.
We challenge you to make your move, because we are the world's #1 certified educator for online entrepreneurs. That is what we do. And we know that entrepreneurship isn't as simple as pressing a few buttons on a computer. It's about pressing the buttons up here first before you'll do anything else about it. So we take a very holistic approach to somebody who wants to fix their financial situation. And we use the word rethink as a kind of an acronym for life, where R is relationships and E is your earnings, T for Tau, health for health, H for health, I for investments, N for networks, and K for knowledge. And it's kind of an all-embracing approach. But ultimately, I still know what most people want is, how do I get the money? Show me the money. And I'm going to really start.
Show me the money. Exactly.
Show me the money. This is like a typical website, 2 separate websites that we have on the go here at the moment. You can see in the last 7 days, $204,000. The last 4 weeks, $552,000. The last 12 months, $1.6 million US. The next account is last 4 weeks, 319,000. The last 12 months, 2.2 million. And some of your audience may be familiar with ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
So here's just in October, I went over to collect awards on behalf of the Rethink Academy, and just through one website alone with 2 websites alone with ClickFunnels, we have these are awards for having made over $37 million US through 2 specific websites. And you know, the most encouraging part about that about me is that we at the Rethink Academy have a bunch of people who started exactly like me, have got trained as students, and then went on to be coaches and have multiple $1 million websites themselves, many of them without even selling their own products or without their own services. And that's such the beauty of this, is you can step into this world without taking the risk of feeling like you're leaving behind a space or a place that you're very uncomfortable in going to. And just to so you know, you're in very safe hands. I went and actually got qualified to become a financial advisor, because I realized the more I speak about social media and online business, the more I realized people aren't there to learn about social media. They're there to learn how to use it as a tool to make more money. And that's exactly why I'm coming to Poland, to show you the money, because like, I don't just teach adults and of all ages. I also have been my story has been shared on Forbes, because I help children as young as 7 all the way up to whatever age your children decide to move out, how they also can learn about money and how they can learn about entrepreneurship at any age, so they don't have to go through the same struggles that we may have had in the past.
Very good. Then this is amazing what you show, basically, because, you know, everyone has to rethink and rewired their ways of doing things. And it's great that you're coming to Poland to show us basically your way, how you became, because the name of the event is Show Me the Money. It's not show me the money, but show me the way you are making the money, or show me the tools you're actually creating wealth and the progress in your business. And this is the main idea of this event. Very good, very good. And you were in Forbes. Wow, that's amazing, guys. Let me know in the comment, you know, what do you do, what kind of business you are in, or what kind of industry you're in. Put in a comment below, because I would like to know, and Paul as well, who we are speaking about to. And you can write even in Polish. If you have a challenge in English, I will translate for Paul. But make sure, don't be afraid. Just put comments even in Polish. I will translate for Paul, because it's important. Now it's your time to step out from the comfort zone, which we sometimes sit in. And even writing comment in English or writing comment is stepping out from the comfort zone. And that means you are actually creating progress in yourself. Yes, Paul. Wow, you were speaking with all those guys.
So one of the reasons I'm sharing this slide with you is because you may not have heard of me in Poland before, because I've never spoken in Poland before. That's why I'm so excited about coming. And I actually am very comfortable not being Grant Cardone. I know Grant well. I've spoken on stage with Grant many times, but I want people to be very clear that when it comes to Show Me the Money, you do not have to be this incredible personal brand. I mean, there's nothing with that, but that's only about 15% of anybody that do that. Right? It's not what they want to do. They want to make money in private. They want to do it behind the scenes. They want to live their life with their family, have a comfortable enough living. But in order to be comfortable in the future, you got to be uncomfortable now. You got to step out and learn new things. And that's why I love being on stage with all of these various people like Grant and Gary and Les Brown, John G. Martini, John Asraf, Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, all these guys, Eric Thomas, multiple times. I'm brought up as that person, as the real life story. Because, you know, all of us feel like, if you know Les Brown or Tony Robbins, that we know their story and they've been doing it for 40, 50, 60 years. But to be fair, when I speak with Les and these guys, they're jealous of the fact that we can literally just go onto a computer and find out information that they had to go to a library for. They had to order books in. Then they had to read the book, find the bit that they wanted, and had to either transcribe it, or if they were lucky enough, there was a photocopier, they had to pay for a photocopier and pull all this information together. While we literally have at our fingertips what we consider, most of us, a threat. We're nervous about our kids, our grandkids, our nephews, our nieces, our siblings. We're saying they shouldn't be on it. They shouldn't be on it. But the reality is, this device, the smartphone, this device can literally change your life. It should be worth its weight in gold to you, because it is the only device that we've ever had since humankind has been around, at least that we know of, that we wake up in the morning with it. We carry it around with us all day. We even bring it into the bathroom. And at nighttime, it's the last thing we check in on, and we make sure it's plugged in and charging overnight. It literally decides for us what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, when we're going to do it. We put our energy, our time, our focus, and our money into this device. It has become our compass. And it's kind of ironic when we're telling our kids, oh, stay away from that stuff, because we're already addicted. Now, what's the good news about addictions? We all believe through the mass media that addiction is negative. In business, addiction is nirvana. Okay. Having clients that want to come back to you over and over again, they're addicted to what you have. Now, remove the thought of it having to be a drug or pharmaceutical, but think about you having something that they want to come back for over and over again, whether it's a feeling that you give them, whether it's a solution that you provide to them, whether it's being the person that connects them with the best products in a particular niche. We have a device where we literally can get in front of 4 billion people every single day by using it the right way. And we have access to the internet, which I see as the biggest bank in the world, where literally everyone you know knows how to put money into the bank of the internet. And only the tiniest fraction of people have figured out how do you make withdrawals from the internet. And that's exactly what I want to share with you at Show Me the Money, is learning a skill set that allows you to use your phone and use your devices that you're already making money for other people with, to actually start to make it for yourself. And it literally doesn't matter if you have a business or not. It doesn't matter if you want to be an influencer or not. It doesn't matter if you even like social media or not. You literally can start the way I did, by generating an income on the side without anybody knowing who I was, without having my own products, without having my own services, without wanting to be really. It's a 4-step process. Anybody can do it. If you're on this call right now, I know for a fact you can do it. You're technical enough to do it. And I'll walk through some of these steps here today to make sure you have kind of insights in advance of meeting in Poland, so you have a sense of exactly what you can be doing in advance.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the first thing and the most important thing with making money on the internet is deciding in what specific niche you want to do it. Like, you've all met people. You know that people complain all the time. You know that people wake up every day with a series of problems. So what you want to do is stack all the odds in your favor. And what I mean by this is, if you've listened to Tony Robbins too often, or too many motivational events, you can get a little bit confused with the narrative. Like when Tony says something like, live with passion, right? He doesn't mean cast aside everything that you are earning right now, quit your job and just go pursue your passion in teaching parrots how to speak, for example, right? What he's saying is, make sure the passion that you have towards whatever you're directing it is something that other people are passionate about too. So you never learn how to drive in your dream car. That's probably the best analogy. But imagine rocking up for your first driving lesson and the instructor says, hey, what's your dream car? And you say it's a Ferrari, and he brings it out. I mean, that's the last lesson you're ever going to have, because you're going to destroy the Ferrari. You're going to crash. It's going to be expensive. But when people come to making money outside of their job, they think that because of the narratives that they've heard already, that they must pursue their passion. This is it. This is their only chance at making it. So they try and wrap up their vacation and their vocation, their passion with their purpose, their mess with their message, and everything onto one thing. And they don't even know how to drive the car yet. Yet they're deciding, well, no, I'm going to learn in the Ferrari. I'm learning in my dream car. So instead, we do the opposite. We do exactly what we do when we learn how to drive. We get in a car that is guaranteed to get you from A to B. You learn the rules of the road. then you can rent any car that you want or lease any car that you want once you've passed that exam. That's what I want you to do. I want you to invite you to learn how to take that pressure off financially, so that once you've figured out how it works, then you can go pursue your dream. So these niches that I have in front of you right now, health, wealth, and happiness, are guaranteed to have hundreds of thousands of people, not just every week, but every hour. There are people looking for solutions online for their physical health, for their financial situation, and for their mental well-being, their happiness, their mindset. And the best part about all of this is there are hundreds and thousands of products that already exist. Amazing products. Products better than any of us could ever create. They exist. They've got websites. They've got sales pages. And you could literally decide today to sell any of those products to people interested in buying them. That's the first part. The second part, which I'll show you in a little while, is how you can so easily find people who are looking to buy those products also. And the beauty of these niches also is this. It actually runs contrary to what you learn about business. If you ever learned about what you should do with a business, you're told, come up with a great idea, right? And then come up with a great product. That's literally the opposite of what works in business in 2024. You never want to come up with a new idea. You want to use an idea that's already tested and proven and working, right? You don't want to take any risks.
Yeah.
And secondly, you want to make sure that once you decide which idea you're getting involved in, you don't focus on a product, because every product you've ever bought runs out of date. It expires. A better one comes out. Don't have a product-based business. Have a niche-based business. What does that mean? You offer solutions to people. You offer solutions that they want to buy at that particular time. So that's why we pick these three niches, not only because the products exist and because people have these problems every day, but because it's an endless problem. You cannot fix health with one tablet, with one course, with one visit to the gym, nor can you fix your wealth or your mindset. You keep investing. Ironically, the better you get at health or wealth or happiness, the more money you put into it. So you start to think in terms of solution-based businesses rather than product-based businesses, because then the stress of entrepreneurship goes away. Because entrepreneurs get stressed because they created the product, they created the service, they have to deliver the product, they have to deliver the service. And they're also panicking because they're like, what am I going to sell next year? Because what I have is probably going to be overtaken by AI or by somebody in China or whatever it is. You sell next year whatever sells next year. Whatever the best-selling product is next year, that's what you sell. Ironically, the problem with most people's businesses is the person running it. You feel like you need to be in the middle of it. And it's not your fault. That's how business has been taught for many years. And it worked up until a certain period of time. But this is your solution nowadays. You want to sit in the middle between the person with the problem and the business with the solution. You become the matchmaker. And that's what works in 2024. And in case you're thinking, but Paul, why haven't I ever heard of this before? You actually have. Uber, the world's largest taxi company, doesn't own a single taxi. Facebook, the world's largest content sharer, doesn't create any content, doesn't take selfies, right? Doesn't take pictures of their kids. Alibaba, the world's largest store, no inventory. Airbnb, the world's largest accommodation provider, doesn't own any real estate. And the list goes on, right? So you don't need to ask the question anymore, but if it's this great, why isn't everybody else doing it? The question to ask is, who is doing this incredibly well? And who can I model that's doing this? You model multi-billion-dollar companies, because that's exactly how you can do this too. If it's good enough for Uber and Facebook and Hotels.com and Expedia and all these massive companies, why isn't it good enough for us? Quite simply, because we don't know how yet. But that's all going to change in Poland, in Show Me the Money, because literally, when you sell other people's stuff, I've been given all these gifts in the last 2 years. Not a cruise ship, but multiple cruises, trips to the Maldives, saunas, Dodge Rams, which I had to accept the cash for because that car was too big for Irish roads, Toyotas, laptops, all these bonuses that people enter draws to win these things. And I always go back to this moment when I made that decision that it's my time. No more complaining. No more looking back at missed opportunities. No more, oh, I wish I started 5 years ago. Because I can tell you now, and this is your Valentine's gift, right, a day early. Fall in love with the idea that you can set your mind to anything again, because it's never been easier, literally never been easier than right now. It was way more difficult when I started. So all you got to do is show up, right? Take obviously very considered action. Just follow. So we just really need to move out of this thought process that if something is so good, why isn't everybody else doing it? And the reason is the name of the event, show me the money. Like you could literally say, follow the money, follow the trail of money. Because why do we ask ourselves, why are people without money not doing it? Rather than what are the people with money doing and how do I start doing it? And just change it, rethink it. Because when you start to look around, you'll start to notice that the people who advise you the most around money probably have less than you.
Yeah.
The people who put you off your dream probably don't have any dreams of their own. And it's not to blame them. They're just on a different path to you. And I'm guessing, if you're here this evening, you're kind of on the path to learning something different. And I'll just show you very briefly, Daniel, how literally with the likes of X, and 10X is a great name for this event because Twitter is now, of course, called X. And I know Twitter is not huge in Poland. I know this. And this is one of the greatest opportunities you guys can have is following suit with the wealthiest person in the world, Elon Musk, success leaves clues, using X, because quite literally right in there, you can type in any problem, like I want to lose weight in this example. Okay. And it gives you a list of people immediately that have that problem. And you can immediately offer them a product or service in weight loss, as an example, like from Weight Watchers, that they can buy from Weight Watchers who've spent tens of millions of dollars on product creation, product testimonials, marketing, and you just rock up on Valentine's Day 2024 and say, this sounds good. I love the sound of this. Why don't I do this? But most people won't. They'll say, but why isn't everybody else doing it? Right? This sense of, I won't move unless the flock move along with me. The flock are poor. It's the individual black sheep that are rich, the ones that were willing to stand out, to step up above the rest. And that's why I'm so proud of Daniel putting this event together for you, to allow you guys to take ownership. Because when you learn these skills, literally you can target people based on what they're interested in, the car they drive, how much they make, what type of age children they have. It's just absolutely incredible what can be done. And I'm going to be sharing something amazing with you. And just before we wrap up here, what I want to do in person, though, is to go through this in way more detail and show you how you literally step by step can do this, starting from scratch with no experience.
Okay.
These are a bunch of the books, by the way, I've written to help people, all with the rethink their time management, rethink their money, rethink social media. Like, this is a big part of what I do. Is I was always meant to be a teacher, right? My parents are teachers, but I want to teach real life education to give real life results in 2024, not something that was written a few decades ago when the world was such a different place, as we all very well know. Wow, amazing.
And Paul, if you don't mind, because you're gonna share this on because the Show Me the Money is basically the workshop. And do you mind if I just quickly show our audience the website? And
please,
let me guys just share with you. Screen share. Okay, guys, then basically this is the 2 days conference, the March 13, 14, and it's in PGE Narodowy, which is the stadium, in National Stadium, actually, in Poland. And it's in a VIP area where presidents are doing conferences. And the key star is, of course, Grant Cardone, who's the billionaire. And hello? Yeah?
What? He's not the key star.
Okay, the main speaker. Okay, sorry.
I'm right here.
Yeah, you're here. One of them is the key stars. One of them is Grant Cardone. Thank you for correcting me. And he's going to give the workshop basically how he scale his business, how you can scale your business, and how you can develop yourself. Because there was a program, TV, they called Undercover Billionaire, where they took his money, they took his socials, they shaved his head and give him fake name. And he had $100 to create a $1 million company within 90 days. And guess what, guys? Coronavirus came, and this even didn't stop him, and he created the business over 5.5 million. But because of his determination, and he wants to show the proof that if you have the rethink mindset, you can achieve anything, guys. And this is what Paul actually is presenting to you. Grant Cardone has over $4 billion in real estate and so many companies. But there are other speakers like Tom Smith, who's my coaching client, and he wrote the book called Fearless, and he went from not being very successful entrepreneur to become multi-millionaire right now, and he's gonna show his path. Mirosław Skwarek, who create over 1 million followers on social media, and he's gonna show how to use AI to build your business or build your brand, and he's gonna show a funnel for 1 million zlotych, which is equivalent to 250,000 euros, how to create the funnel using your knowledge and packaging your knowledge. Kuba Midel and many other speakers. As you can see, we have a female coaches, and everyone who's going to speak Polish, it will be simultaneously translated into English. Then there is no problem. And of course, here is a Paul O'Mahony, our key star or main of the speakers, who's going to show us exactly the financial freedom Rethink Academy. Myself, I'm an investor business coach. Over 15 years, I'm specializing helping people put their knowledge and create like a authority programs like Rethink Paul did, because I did this with Andy Harrington, and I'm his trainer, ace coach of Andy Harrington. Łukasz Milewski, he create events like this one, and he's our strategic business partner. Over 1 million people in Poland, he create events, and many others, Paweł, Grzegorz, and Bizans. Then guys, this is opportunity where you use your, I will put the code, Paul is gonna give you extra bonuses. And just wanna mention, when you buy the live stream, you can buy live stream and you can have 2 days bought right now, and you will be watching at home. But if you want to step out from the comfort zone and be in Poland and meet people and do the networking, then when you buy the ticket for equivalent 998 zlotych, which is like 230 euros, you will get over 1,000 euros of the programs from Paul, from Tom Smith, from Grant Cardone, and even Polish speakers, where you can actually tap into the knowledge, which we have quite advanced knowledge in Poland. I want to promote Poland a lot as well, but as well mixed up with English audience. And VIP people will get equivalent of over 5,000 euros programs online. And they have, of course, launches, videos, and you can actually, on the VIP, there will be Q&A session where you can ask Grant Cardone any questions, guys. This is like priceless. Some people go for 10x event and they pay $25,000 to be on, speaking with him. Then, guys, I'm gonna post quickly the link underneath. And Paul, what kind of bonus you're actually giving to the people when they buy the tickets, if you don't mind sharing this?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. If you want to pull up my slide, it's basically, I just showed you there a moment ago that I'm a writer. I write with partners on various topics. But what I've decided to do for this event, really to kind of, if you're indecisive and not sure if you should come or not, whether it's online or in person, is I'm including social media book, which is the primary book that I'm going to be presenting about in March. And then I also have a whole series of books that are going to help you depending on where you anticipate your biggest challenges right now. So it's rethink social media advertising, also specifically around how to run ads, so depending if you have a business already. Rethink remoting, which is how do you set up when you're working from home on the side of what you're doing in your business? What does that look like? A lot of people aren't sure about that pathway. Is it something they can do? COVID, to a lot of people, came as a little bit of a blessing in terms of they thought they never would like to do that. Now they're like, I really like the being able to have the comfort of work from home. So in that book, it's an incredible insight into things that you can do that can make your studio at home look like it's a multi-million-dollar setup, even though you could be working from your kid's bedroom. In addition to that, we have a book, speaking of kids, a book called Rethink Money, which is based for children between 7 and 14 to 15 years of age, which shows them 30 different ways of businesses that they can set up immediately. It shows them how to manage money from a young age, how to get compound interest working in their favor, and also how they can give back with money and help make, give, so that we can encourage people across the globe to elevate our financial situation together as one, and really help kids without relying on any other educational system to be able to have the empowerment to do that and find their genius. And then I also have in there a Rethink Online Income, a step-by-step guide of how to get started making money online almost straight away, exactly what to do regardless of your technical ability or history or experience. And then I also have my Rethink Time Management book, which is another bestseller, my Rethink Productivity book, and also my Rethink Planner, which is the perfect accountability tool that once you come to this event in Poland or online, you can literally start on that day by deciding, okay, what are my goals from now on? How is it that I am going to go achieve this, given the knowledge, the new knowledge that I've just acquired, so that this is different to any other event that you've been at. You don't just leave and that's the end of it. In fact, it's not just one day I'll go do this. This is day one to my new life. And the Rethink Planner will be that accountability tool for you. Now, all of these are digital. You will literally be getting access to them. Daniel, as soon as those people come in, you let me know and we can send them across their login, later this week, no problem. But just make sure you use the code Paul23 when you are purchasing at the checkout. And I know people are going to ask as well, Daniel, what if they've bought tickets already? Are they going to get that? And I leave that completely up to your discretion.
Well, let's make it equal. People who bought the tickets, guys, this will be delivered to you. I'm as an organizer, I want to make sure that there is a massive value, because what you give, it's always coming back to you. Then I want to make sure that if the planner, if the books, and even if you can inspire children to read in English, but as well apply the knowledge, it's quite amazing, and I want to give this award. And guys, make sure you put Paul23 in the website when you are buying the ticket. Let me just show you quickly the website. And when you go buy the ticket, you press here, then you go, let's say general, and then you put the code over here, Paul23, which is discount on the general ticket. 23, and then you press here, and it gives you discount, very amazing discount, because it's nearly 50 euros discounted, plus you are getting the bonuses from Paul and other speakers, guys. Then I think this is amazing. Make sure you put Paul23. And guys, after Valentine's Day on the 15th, the price is going up because we are coming closer to the event. Then make sure you put the code today and you apply the price from today. If you're gonna buy 15th, no problem, but the price will go up and you will be paying more, and the code wouldn't be available anymore. Then Paul, I think you give so much knowledge to our audience, and you give so much showing basic what you're gonna do. But let me just ask you one question, Paul. For example, I'm the person who, you said I don't have to have a knowledge, I don't have to have a business, I don't have to have a product, and I can still make money online. Yes? Yeah. And even, okay, I give you even a challenging one. Let's say I'm 50 years old. Can I still do it?
My average client is 53 years of age.
Wow. Okay.
And we've 98% customer satisfaction rating. Is the highest in the industry. Like, that's how much time, because I literally was the student full of skepticism, full of cynicism. This couldn't possibly work. You almost don't want it to work, because then you feel like, oh, I've been missed. So I know that the key part of people's success is the level of support that they get from idea to implementation to reality to, okay, I've overcome the gremlins. This is doable. This works. And look, it's as simple as this, Daniel. If you are able to make money today for other people on the internet, every time you press buy now, you're making money for people on the internet. Why can't you do it for yourself? You know, when you think about that, it's like, it's a fair question. You know, why is it only a scam when it comes to making money, but it's not a scam when it comes to giving your money away? You know, so it's these type of questions we need to rethink. And I'll tell you why. Let's go back to the driving the car example. The first lesson you had was probably way more difficult than you expected. And you came home and you were thinking, geez, that was hard. Am I going to be the first person ever not to learn how to drive? And then you see your 88-year-old grandmother come in who can barely see the kitchen table, and she can drive. And you're like, well, hang on a second. If she can drive and my granddad can drive and my brother can drive, of course I can drive. And you go back and you do it again. That's why everybody is not making money on the internet, because they only know people who make money for other people on the internet. They don't know people who are making money for themselves. And that is completely going to change in the next decade. So I really want you to come and be at the start of that wave and not start adopting this when, like with Bitcoin at $50,000 now, it's a good example. You know, you could have got it when it was 300, right? What's the point now jumping on the bandwagon when it's at 50,000? It's like, okay, it's already done the big leap. So, right. So you want to be learning these things at the start when you have the 10x growth opportunity, not a 1.2x opportunity when the masses have adopted it and they've waited for it for too long. And now look, everybody I know is talking about Bitcoin. Too late. Right? You want to be doing this stuff when the people who are miles ahead of everybody else are telling you, this is what to do, this is how to do it. I've nothing to gain by me showing you other than the fulfillment I get from you being able to do this and you being my next success story to create that knock-on effect and helping people break free from the education system, which nobody to blame for this, but we are literally learning how to get paid per hour. And the more time we spend in university, the more per hour we believe we're going to be paid. That does not work in today's society, right? Literally, you cannot work your way into wealth anymore. You need to do it in a very different and a smarter way. And the best part about it is it'll free up your time, free up your money, free up you to actually do the things that you want to do on this planet rather than living up to everybody else's expectations.
Very good, very good. And more of that will be with Paul O'Mahony on Show Me the Money, 13, 14 of March. Guys, sign up now. Here is the website, showmethemmoney.pl/ENG, which is English language, and use the code PAUL23 and you will be having guarantee place. And as well, we can have a picture with you, Paul, yes? When you're going to be there and everyone can grasp
very quickly afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're flying afterwards, but we will make sure
before, in the whole morning as well. Yeah.
Yes. The morning time, it's the time where you can catch Paul and as well take a picture. Thank you so much, Paul. I'm looking forward to finding out how to rethink. I'm looking forward to read the whole planner and the books. And the guys, I think it's amazing value what you are actually given. Just gonna show again. It's a value of $197, guys, and you are getting this when you are buying ticket today. Then this is amazing. Thank you so much, Paul, for giving this amazing opportunity for everyone on this call. Then yes, exactly, 10x, 10 times sharing and 10 times delivering. Thank you so much again, Paul. Thank you everyone for being here. And guys, taking massive action is the most important part. You ready or not, take massive action. You will definitely have outcomes and even results. Then thank you so much, Paul. Have five, and I will see you guys on Show Me the Money. Okay, thank you again, Paul, and let's do it.
I'm not trying to impress you with what I've accomplished in my life or how much I know. The reality is what I have created financially in my life is very simple, and that is why it will work for you.
Grant Cardone, He joins me now. He's an international sales expert and the author of the 10X Rule, the only difference between success and failure.
There's a lot of people out there who still haven't discovered the power of somebody like a Grant Cardone, but the most important thing you need in life is a mentor. And Grant is king in doing that.
10X for me, it speaks to me. It's a powerful message, man. I feel really honored to be here.
Event dla przedsiębiorców. Stań się przedsiębiorcą i ucz się od najlepszych. Mirosław Skwarek, Anna Skóra, Kamila Rowińska, Kuba Midel, Grzegorz Sejdak, Paweł Krzywania, Kacper Bisans, Filip Kowarski, Paul O'Mahony, Daniel Konieczny, Łukasz Milewski, Tommy Smith. A gościem specjalnym będzie sam Grant Cardone. 13-14 marca. Warszawa. Bilety znajdziesz na showmedemany.pl.
Do zobaczenia! 13-14 marca. Show Me The Money. Niesamowity event, PG Narodowy. Będą mega prelegenci. Kuba Midel, o czym będziesz mówił?
Cześć, witajcie. Bardzo dziękuję za zaproszenie. Ja myślę, że będę mówił na tego typu przedsięwzięciu o tym, na czym zjadłem zęby przez ostatnie 20 lat, czyli na sprzedawaniu, na budowaniu marki. Z tego co wiem tutaj od organizatora ma to być w formie małego stand-upu.
Dokładnie. Tak.
Albo i dużego.
I dużego.
Zobaczymy jak będzie. Bardzo serdecznie zapraszamy. 13-14 marca, Warszawa.
Dokładnie. Do zobaczenia.
Show Me The Money.
Show me the money!